Cicada, a name that sounds almost harmless, but behind it is a signal scientists are not ignoring. A newly detected COVID variant, quietly identified through surveillance systems in the United States, not spreading widely, not dominating cases, but carrying something that matters, a pattern of mutations that could change the trajectory. Cicada is part of the continuing evolution of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And like every variant before it, it began with a simple process, replication. Every time the virus infects a person, it copies itself. And in that process, small errors, mutations can occur. Most of these mutations are meaningless. Some weaken the virus. But occasionally, they create something different. What makes Cicada important is not its current impact, but its genetic profile. This variant carries a high number of mutations, especially in the spike protein. The spike protein is the key the virus uses to enter human cells. It's also the primary target of vaccines and immune defenses. So when this region changes significantly, it raises a critical question. Can the virus still be recognized, or has it learned to hide? This is what scientists call immune escape, not complete invisibility, but partial evasion. A reduced ability for antibodies to recognize the virus. And if that happens, even people with prior immunity could become more susceptible to infection. Right now, there is no evidence that Cicada is causing severe illness or large outbreaks, but that's not what makes it important. What matters is potential.
A new COVID variant named Cicada is spreading globally. The BA.3.2 variant has been detected
To understand that potential, we need to look at how variants become dominant. A variant doesn't need to be more deadly to spread globally. It only needs one advantage: transmission. If a variant spreads even slightly faster than others, it can gradually replace them. And once it becomes dominant, its characteristics shape the next wave. Cicada's mutations suggest it may have the ability to bind more efficiently to human cells or partially bypass existing immunity. These are early signals, not conclusions. But in virology, early signals matter. Another reason scientists are paying attention is how this variant was detected. Not through hospitals overwhelmed with cases, but through wastewater surveillance. By analyzing viral fragments in sewage systems, researchers can identify emerging variants before they appear in large numbers. It's an early warning system, and Cicada appeared there first, quietly. This kind of detection changes how we respond. Instead of reacting to a surge, we can monitor changes in advance, track mutations, model spread, prepare interventions. But preparation only works if signals are taken seriously. Now, here's the critical question. Could Cicada trigger another global wave? The answer depends on three factors. First, transmissibility. Can it spread faster than existing variants? Second, immune escape. Can it bypass protection from vaccines or past infection? Third, severity. Does it cause more serious disease? At this moment, none of these factors are confirmed. Cicada is not dominant, it is not overwhelming healthcare systems, and it has not shown increased severity. But the environment it exists in has changed. The world is more open, travel is constant, large populations interact daily without restrictions. This creates ideal conditions for a variant to spread, if it has the right characteristics. At the same time, we are not where we were in 2020. Global immunity is higher. Vaccination and prior infections have built layers of defense. Antiviral treatments are available. Surveillance systems are stronger. This means even if a variant spreads, its impact may be reduced. But reduced risk does not mean zero risk. Immunity can wane, the virus continues to evolve, and vulnerable populations remain at risk. This is the balance we live with now. Not fear, but uncertainty. Not crisis, but continuous adaptation. Cicada represents something important. Not a threat today, but a possibility tomorrow. It reminds us that COVID is no longer a single event. It is an ongoing system. A virus adapting in real time to a changing world. And each new variant is a data point in that system. Some will disappear, some will spread briefly, and a few may reshape the landscape again. The question is not whether another significant wave is possible. It is, how early can we detect it, and how prepared are we when it arrives? Because the next turning point in this story won't begin with chaos. It will begin quietly. in data, in sequences, in patterns scientists are still trying to understand. Cicada is one of those patterns, a signal, not yet a problem, but not something to ignore. In a world where viruses evolve constantly, the greatest advantage we have is not control, it is awareness.